Hey, all my fellow filmmaking friends. I am Mike at Filmboy24. And today I got a whole lot to show you. Some 16mm, some Super 8, and a friend. Yeah, we went filming. Wow, we got a lot to cover today. We have Super 8, we have 16mm, and we have a friend that I went and shot film with. Just a couple days ago. And before I get started, let me say a huge shout out and thank you to my sponsor for today's video. And now that that's done, let's talk about film and movie film. Moreover, what I shot in my K3. Some lovely and delicious Plus X 7265. Sadly, this medium speed 100 ISO daylight, it's 100 ASO in one ASO. He said ASO. It is a 100 ISO film in the daylight. It is an 80 ISO film under tungsten conditions, typically because some people use filters. Very sad that this film also is now discontinued since about 2010, right around the same time my favorite all-time black and white stock 7231 Plus X was discontinued. Now all we have left is 7222 Tri-X negative, which is a beautiful stock, but I really miss this stuff. At any rate, I had an old cart of it, or an old roll of it, loaded it up into my Krasnogorsk 3, or K3, as it's known in some squares, and I shot and processed it. Here is the finished roll. We'll get to that in a minute. Settle down. I also brought along my trusty Canon 1014 XLS and a roll of the only black and white film that's currently available for Super 8, and that is this Tri-X 7266 reversal. Both of these, including the one I just threw on the ground, it's an empty box. Both of them are reversal stocks. I process both of them as negative. This is the finished product of my Super 8, with leader attached. We'll get to that in a second. Now, I went along with a buddy of mine, Travis Tobin. If you don't know who that is, he has a brand spanking new YouTube channel called Tobin's Photo and Video. I will leave a link down in the description to his channel. Check it out. He posts some pretty cool Super 8 and 16mm films that he has shot. He's also an avid 35mm film shooter. He took along his K3, loaded with some Sonic 25, and a Sankyo Super 8 camera, loaded up with some very old Ektachrome E160 Type A sound-striped film, but we didn't have sound. I asked him to give me the film because I would develop it as a black and white, which is exactly what I did. Now, let's sort of preface a couple of things. So he had a couple of issues with this particular cartridge of film. Now, we surmise that this film was probably loaded into this cartridge about 43 years ago, seeing as it has an expiration or process before date of 9 of 1980. Guesstimate they loaded it probably a couple years prior to that, so sometime in the late 70s, this cartridge was loaded. Well, in 2021, it was shot through his Sankyo camera, and it really was no surprise that it jammed a few times. We had to pull it out, and it accordioned and did all kinds of kooky and crazy things. It just wasn't filming properly because of its age, and likely its storage conditions. It's a roll that he bought off of eBay. At any rate, he managed to get through that roll. I took it, I brought it home, I put it in my UPB-1A. If you're not familiar with loading the 50-foot Lomo tank, I'll put a little link to my video on that. At any rate, I processed this roll. It came out. All of the emulsion came off of it, which is, sadly, it's kind of typical for some of this older, junkier stock like this. However, we did get images, and I'm going to show them to you in just a minute. I'm going to show you a couple of them anyway. A little bit underexposed in most spots. However, there was oddly one area that was brightly and beautifully exposed. That's what I'm going to show you. At any rate, we went to, I say at any rate a lot, but we went underneath the Dunlawton Bridge, and that is in the Daytona Beach Shores, Wilbur by the Sea, Port Orange area, because they have a lot of docked, beautiful, old school docked boats, a nice little eatery there called DJ's Deck. On the other side is the Deck Down Under. But it's a neat place because there's cool birds, pelicans, seagulls, little guys, whatever. So I just thought it'd be kind of fun to film down there. So I slap on my favorite pair of cargo shorts, a t-shirt, and a little hoodie, and yeah, it was freezing. It was cold. Had to have been wind chill in the 40s. I didn't realize that because I don't live on the water. So we navigated away from the water after about 30 minutes, and we ended up at my local city park, where I have done several film shoots that you likely have seen. At any rate, here's some GoPro footage of our little adventure. All right, kids, here I am. Got my buddy Travis with me. Say hi, Travis.
Hey.
What's your YouTube channel?
Tobin's Photo and Video.
Tobin Photo and Video. Check it out. But we're down here, dare I say freezing. I'm in Florida, so we can't say freezing here, but it's cold. I got shorts on, like a fool. But we're underneath the Dunlawton Bridge, and I want to get a few shots of these boats right here.
Getting it?
Oh yeah. All right, we're heading out. Hope you enjoyed some of this footage by the water. We're going to go to the city park. We'll see you there in a minute. Okay, so we left the freezing tundra and reconvened here at the local city park, and you guys have seen this 1,000 times because it's my go-to location. And I don't know if you can notice over my left shoulder, but there's a nut with a camera. Oh, hey! All right, let's see what we can get. So I call any day that you can get outside with a friend and just shoot film to be, success. And we had success today. But sadly, we're out of film. Except for Travis, he's not completely out. He's got his F 35mm Nikon F out. So he had some issues with some old Ektachrome E160 sound film. But we're going to develop it and see if we can get an image out of it. Maybe I can talk him into letting me put it on this video. Sorry, I'm watching some birds fight in midair. So anyway, we'll see you in just a minute. Don't forget, Travis.
Tobin's Photo and Video. Or my name's Travis Tobin, but that's going to move over. Everything's kind of under construction right now. But
I'll put a link in the description. That'll be much easier.
yeah.
Peace. Oh, yeah. Well, as you can see, we had a pretty good time. If you're a loner and you'd rather go film by yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. I do that a lot. But in my case, it really is a lot more fun if you're out there and you have somebody with you. So go have fun with someone. Film. Film things. Film life. Film everything. Okay, I'm film crazy. Now, what did we get out of this? Well, I'm going to show you a very quick clip, the not so underexposed, and a portion of Travis's. I'm going to send this film to him and let him clean it up and do whatever he wants with it. But I will show you a very quick clip. And you saw him when we were at the city park, filming me, filming us. Well, here's his side of the camera. Not too bad for a film that lost all of its emulsion during the remjet removal stage, I'd say. So let's see what he can do with the rest of the film. I'm going to leave that up to him. Keep an eye on his YouTube page. If he's able to clean it up, brighten it up, I'm sure that he's going to post it on Tobin's Photo and Video. At any rate, what did I achieve? Well, let me show you some of the footage I got from my Super 8 camera and this old roll of 7266. Here it is.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
pretty happy with it. Hopefully you are too. I'm not a professional, but I have a lot of fun with it. And that's the name of the game. You gotta have fun. If you're not having fun, go play golf. If you don't like playing golf, then sew, cook, go to parties, concerts. Lori, you love concerts. Okay, now on to my 16mm. What happened here? Well, Travis, like I told you, was loaded up with Sonic 25. I think I told you that. His K3 was loaded with some Sonic 25 from the FPP, which is a extremely high contrast, daylight only 16mm film stock. I don't know what the equivalent is in Kodak terms. I know the FPP reboxes it from some kind of stock, but I am not sure what it is. Probably some of you are aware of what it is. I did do a video where I shot some Sonic 25. Boom, link posted. Keep an eye out on Travis's YouTube page, because when he's all finished with that, he's going to post his footage there. Me, I use that 7265, and here's what I got. Overall, I'm really happy with how both of these turned out. For a non-prof, that's short for Mike, the goofball, I'm content. I'm very content with how I learn a little something every time I process. Now, I will say this in full disclosure. I'm having some issues with my 100-foot processing tank. Here's the issue. I will load this, what comes to about 106 feet of 16 millimeter film into my tank, emulsion out, perforation down, which is the way you're supposed to do it. And I always seem to lose 10 or 12 feet on the outer edge where it's touching. The film touches itself and it's useless. It turns bleachy white. The chemicals do not reach the film, and it's a total waste. This one was much worse. I've got to figure out this issue. I lost about 18 feet of the end of this roll due to an issue with that tank. So I may have to sand it down a little bit more in the center post or in the center of the spiral. Don't know yet. I'm going to work on it. I'm vowing to not process another 100-foot roll in that tank until I resolve that issue. At any rate, a huge thank you to Travis for tagging along with me on this little adventure. We will be doing it again quite often, hopefully. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. It's brand new. He's trying to get it started. Pop over there, give him a subscription, give him a couple of thumbs ups. It is Tobin's Photo and Video. Again, a link in the description. And a huge shout out to all of you that have already subscribed to my channel. I am absolutely overwhelmed with the number of people that have left positive comments, that have emailed me, and most importantly, that have subscribed because they believe in me and what I am doing. This is not a cheap channel to keep alive. If you could do me a favor, and it helps more than you know, do subscribe. Do hit the like button, or as I like to say, punch that like button. It helps me, it helps the YouTube algorithm out, and it suggests my videos to people, and the more viewers you get, well, the better for your channel. And the better for me. It makes me all warm and, fuzzy, makes me happy. And if I'm happy, I keep making videos. And until the very next time that I see you, yeah, here comes my goofy ending. Well, I'll see you all in the next go-around.